At the beginning of the 20th century, Emir Abdulaziz bin Saud returned to Riyadh from exile in Kuwait, eager to recover his lands in the Nejd. These lands had been usurped with the help of the Ottomans by the House of Rashid. Immediately after the First World War, the territories of the Middle East were carved up by the victorious Allies, who sought to keep Arabia divided. Abdulaziz and his loyal warriors reconquered his lands, expelling both the Rashidi and the Ottoman armies. This was the dawn of the unification of Arabia, and the holy city of Mecca was open to all Muslims. This is where our story begins.
How's the prince?
He has a high fever.
Nothing too sick.
The prince has malaria. But I can't be certain he'll reach England.
I won't make it. I won't make it. If only I was as strong as my father and brothers. Tell him.
Tell him yourself. You are strong. You carry his blood and your brother's sword.
Tell my father. I died in Allah's service.
قوم مرزوق مرزوق، قوم مرزوق، اركض مرزوق بسرعة اركض.
مبروك ما جاك.
هذا الولد ان شاء الله بيصير له شأن عظيم.
البشارة البشارة عندي علم لكم الشيخ جالهم ولد ثالث.
فرفة جابت ولد، فرفة جابت ولد.
جارت خير جارت خير، اللهم لك الحمد اللهم لك الحمد. علما لكم علما لكم، أبشركم الشيوخ جاهم ولد ثالث ولد. الشيوخ جالهم ولد ثالث ولد. الشيوخ جالهم ولد ثالث. الله التركي والسعود. البشارة البشارة، الشيوخ جالهم ولد ثالث.
فيصل فيصل
Your Highness, the quinine will make you feel better. Your servant hasn't left your side for a single moment.
He is not my servant. He is my brother, my milk brother.
Will he recover?
His body is fighting the fever. He's stronger than he looks. There's a good chance, yes.
I hope you're correct. The destiny of our country depends on this mission.
بإذن الله يا جماعة، لا ابن رشيد ولا الأتراك يقربون أولا بعد اليوم. ما شاء الله
هذا ولدك.
ما شاء الله. وين ام فيصل؟
حجرتها الولادة كانت صعبة عليها.
الحمد لله على السلامة.
طرفة، انت زينة؟ أساس ما تعبتي.
أبشرك إني بخير. جبت لك رجال.
One more, Mia, with your sons.
يا تركي سعود اقرب يصورك. Turkey and Saud, our country will be in good hands.
Face it. Smile.
قولوا عبد العزيز. Now your fame will travel all the continents. Won't it, Philby?
Well, indeed.
Let me see.
Your son, Faisal. He was not in the photograph.
Philby's recently returned from Lahore and says you have the complete support of the British government in India. They believe the days of the Ottomans in Arabia are numbered.
And they recognize you as the only emir capable of bringing unity to the Arabian Peninsula and ruling in the interests of all.
They want to recognize you as king of Arabia.
اصبروا. خليه يكمل.
But London has yet to be persuaded. They will continue to support Sharif Hussein. However, the British government will continue their support by supplying the necessary ammunition and equipment to defend yourselves. I am sorry, Emir.
Divide and rule. That is their strategy.
I apologize. Advisor Thnayan was born in Constantinople. You know the Turkish people can be a little hot-blooded. Let's go for lunch. اقرط على الغداء. Such bad news won't break our friendship.
So, is it true that there will be war in Europe?
I fear so. The European tribal chiefs don't trust each other, despite the fact that some of them are related by blood or marriages.
In Arabia, only Allah and the Prophet are more important than the family. Your kings should sit down together, drink tea, and solve their issues, just as we do.
مطارحة جيدة. أنت بطل يا أخوي.
تركي طارحني.
خذ. لما تستل السيف يعني تبي تقتل والدم يسيل. ترى يا أخوي القوة مو بالحرب والقتل، القوة بالمحافظة على أرواح الناس. شيلة السيف للهيبة والتخويف ومو بالشي ثاني.
كل اللي أبيه هو إني أمشي مع أبوي في الغزو وأخليه يفخر فيه مثلك.
الشاعر امرؤ القيس أخذ وقت طويل لما كسب ثقة أبوه، وبعد مضي أكثر من 1000 سنة على القصيدة نتذكر معلقته. تتذكر قصيدة أبوي اللي كان يرددها دايم؟
إيه.
حنا ليا ركبنا عراب الخيل
وتقع حصى الفرسان قدام الله،
شهب عليها من ذياب الليل
فرسان خيل
ما تنباع وتشترى. يا أخوي فيصل، لو تبي تصير قوي مثل الصقر لابد تصعمه. طموح كبير مثل عيون الصقر. خلك رجل حكيم. وهذه هي القوة.
وش تقولون بسورة العصر؟ جاوب يا فيصل.
ما مع الإيمان خسارة مهما كان.
وش ودك تصير؟
أخاف الله، كريم، عادل.
وش عقب؟
قوي وشجاع.
تعالوا وراي. تعالوا وراي.
بدخل بروح.
إنك أنت الغفور الرحيم. اللهم اغفر لهم بمغفرتك وارحمهم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. لا إله إلا أنت. اللهم أنت ربي أنت حسبي ونعم الوكيل. أستغفرك اللهم وأتوب إليك. اللهم تقبله قبول حسن على اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وعلى آل
يا طويل العمر.
الله يغفر له ويرحمه إن شاء الله. ما مات من الغزو، لكن الله قدر وأخذ ماته.
كان ودي أكون مكانه. كان شجاع ومن أحسن الخيالة.
تركيا وصب سيفه لك. تراك تبي تصير معنا بالغزو الجاي نوينا مكة. ترى الوقت قرب. خلونا نروح جنوب عند الروضة والباغة العدو.
أنتم يا الإخوان تهاجمون من الغاب من تفروننا. وحنا نهاجم رجال الشريف حسين وسط النهر.
ورانا ننتظر. الإخوان يقدرون ينهونهم بسرعة. لا تهاجمونهم لين ما أمركم. سمعتني؟ أترخص. بلوي، ترى أخذنا لهالغزو يسهل دربنا لمكة.
لازم نمشي على كلام الأمير.
ما قدرت ارد الرجال يوم شافوا العد. توحيد اهل هالبلد بالرحمه والسلام، ما هو بالغزو والانتقام. ما تقدر ترد الذيب عن صيد. سلاح انجليزي.
الانجليز يعطونا سلاح لنا ولا هم. ديفايد اند رول. فرق تسد.
من هذا؟ لقيناها الصبح بدربنا. تركوه. فلبي؟ What are you doing here?
I miss the desert. I heard Captain Shakespeare was shot in Jirab.
He was a good man.
Very loyal.
He believed in you, Amir. He wanted to fight by your side.
And he paid the price dearly with his own life. Have you also come to fight alongside with us, Philby?
No, I've come to talk.
I hope the purpose of this gift isn't to sweeten bad news.
I'm sorry, Amir. But the British government requests that you postpone your plans to conquer Mecca and return to Riyadh.
I've raised a huge army. Traveled many miles across the desert. Now we are one day away from Mecca. You expect me to just turn back?
No. Not me. Lord Curzon, the Secretary of State of the Foreign Office and my superior. A very powerful man.
Lord Curzon?
Yes. I keep telling him you're the only one capable of unifying Arabia, but, well, it's all his fault. Colonel Lawrence. He's hypnotized a lot of them. Curzon, Churchill, and the Prime Minister Lloyd George, and he supports your enemy. He's made Hussein all sorts of promises which the British government won't keep, or can't keep. The Balfour Declaration has reversed all previous promises for the Arab people.
Oil.
Yes, it's true. According to rumors, there are ample deposits of oil near the Red Sea. Precisely in the domains of Hussein.
And without oil, the British Navy cannot sail. The fleet has switched from coal to oil.
You're very well informed, Ahmed.
Only the holy cities matter. Mecca must be open to all Muslims. But let's see if peace can be achieved by other means. We postpone the military campaign to Mecca. Return to Riyadh. Don't you think our city is beautiful?
No, it's glorious. If I had the choice of living here or in London, well, it wouldn't be easy.
Your wife and son might have a different opinion.
You know what, Emir? The people of England know nothing of the virtues of this land or the Ibn Saud family. Lawrence has made your enemies famous. He's photographed and fawned over. He's invited to garden parties and palaces and political conferences. I want to put the name of Ibn Saud on the lips of every Englishman.
What are you trying to tell me, Philby?
I think the time has come for you to come to England. You'll get to know Curzon, Churchill, and the King. You'll be able to explain directly to the British people what's happening here.
I just cancelled the military expedition to Mecca. If I leave now, the enemy will attack us immediately. Syria.
Then let Saud go. A dashing prince. Everybody in London will want a piece of him.
Saud must stay here and lead the army in Najd. When do you think the visit should take place?
Well, the sooner the better.
And Faisal will go.
Faisal? Please excuse me, Emir, but Faisal has no experience.
Faisal's my son. He's a man already. I'll have my advisor Tnayan travel with him. You said the sooner the better, did you not? الآن يا ولدي جربت الغزو ذقت مرارته.
نعم يا طويل العمر.
الآن بتجرب السياسة تلقاها أمر من الغزو يا ولدي. السلاح فخر الإنجليز، لكن أنتم عيالي، أنتم فخري. تراك بتصير أول مندوب لي في بريطانيا.
حلو الله يكون عندي حسن ظنك.
يا ولدي يا فيصل، تراني أشوف الحكمة والشجاعة في طبايعك، بس لا تنسى جايزتك مكة. يا ولدي لا تنسى، افلح بهالغزو تكون حققت أكبر نجاح من كل المغازي.
مرة شفت حلم واضح مثل السماء الصافية. كنت مع أبوي وأخوي تركي، كانت خيولنا تعدي ضد العدو، ومقارية السيوف عالي وصوت البنادق تايرة. وانتهى الغزو، ونزلت وصعدت على تلة
وبعد
وقمت بعد نوم عميق، وحسيت براحة كبيرة، وانتهى الغزو. Last night, I had a nightmare. I dreamt that the ship was being destroyed in a storm. I was glad.
Why?
At least I wouldn't be able to humiliate my father in front of the King of England.
Your fever is turning you into a fool.
Some are born great, Some achieve greatness.
And others have greatness thrust upon them.
Are you ready to carry on with your studies, Your Highness?
Your Highness? You're looking very well today.
Thank you. May I see your painting?
Oh, yes.
You're very talented.
Your Highness, Shakespeare is waiting for you.
Can you please stop all that noise?
St. John, relax. I'm sure they'll be splendid.
Yes, well, I'm glad you think so. Come on, His Royal Highness is almost here. Yeah, you promised a huge crowd to greet the delegation. Where is everyone? There's still time.
Look, England.
Home at last. All we need now is a little sunshine.
British Navy. But never forget, it was only with our help that the Allies were victorious.
Gentlemen and ladies, thank you all for coming. You have the privilege of witnessing a historic moment. Finally, please excuse me. Sir Montague, I thought you wouldn't arrive on time. Where's Lord Curzon?
At the races. Sorry, Philby.
Just what we need.
The ship has docked.
Little Lord Fauntleroy of Arabia.
Your Royal Highness, welcome to Great Britain.
Most respectful greetings on behalf of my father, Abdul Aziz, Emir of the Najd.
Very good to see you. This is wonderful. Your Highness, allow me to introduce the Mayor of Plymouth.
Prince Faisal.
Sir Henry Stokes of the Royal Household.
Do you think this is the way to receive a prince?
Your Highness, allow me to introduce Sir Montague Smythe of the Foreign Office.
Your Highness, on behalf of His Majesty's government, welcome to Great Britain.
When I crossed Central Arabia, over 600 miles of desert, I went entirely unmolested and received hospitality from every quarter because I traveled on the authority of his father. I consider him a friend, and this country is lucky to count him as an ally.
But the prince is very young.
Well, indeed, but in Arabia, at his age, he's already a man. You see that sword? Doesn't carry it for show, believe me. No, he's a great warrior like his father, Al Saud.
Well, there are just too many people there.
Did they fight with Lawrence? The Sauds have nothing to do with Lawrence's rabble. They fought and defeated the Ottomans on their own, without help.
But with British guns and British support.
That may be. Al Saud didn't need a jumped-up archaeologist to tell him what to do. The Emir Al Saud is his own man.
The young prince who terrified the Turks.
Sounds good. Your Highness, shall we mark the occasion with a photograph?
Could you please get closer? Your Highness, could you please turn your shoulder a fraction this way?
English tea, Your Highness.
From India.
So it is Indian tea. Where is Lord Curzon?
It is a pity he couldn't be here to greet His Highness.
Yes, indeed. I'm afraid Lord Curzon had a meeting at the Cabinet Office. He's probably still there.
But nobody's here. Is this a royal welcome?
I know, Ahmed, I know. It's not what I was expecting either. As with many things in England, I suppose we must blame the weather. Please trust me, Ahmed. I've spent weeks planning all the fine details. You need have no concern. I'll have a word with Montague now. What the hell is going on, Montague? This reception is an insult. The delegation have travelled weeks to be here.
You got your wish, Philby. An official visit to the United Kingdom for the Al Saud family. Some people in Whitehall might think sending a child is a total waste of time.
Who in Whitehall?
But I'm sure you'll make a success of it.
Right.
Something wrong.
Nothing important. Look, the cars are waiting for us.
Welcome to the Victoria, sir.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Queen Victoria. So he is the young prince.
Correct. And he's rather tired.
Surprised he didn't come on his camel.
Faisal! We made it. England!
سمع الله لمن حمده.
Misplaced my mirror.
As usual.
What is all that noise?
سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر.
Come on, dear.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
What's the problem? They were praying.
Well, I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Philby, but they can't pray here. This is a hotel, not a mosque. They're disturbing our guests.
Don't you pray before going to bed?
It's not the same.
Yes, it is.
Of course not. All that murmuring and chanting. They must leave before midday.
They are guests of His Majesty's government and His Majesty himself.
In that case, I suggest you speak to His Majesty.
What do you think this says for British hospitality? In Arabia, a guest is treated as a member of the family.
I expect them to be gone by midday. Excuse me.
Ah, Your Highness.
Is there something wrong?
Everything's all right. Did you sleep well, Your Highness?
Is this man removing us?
No, it's all a misunderstanding. You should be staying in a much better hotel, and we'll have a new one by lunch.
May we speak in private?
Yeah, of course.
His Highness is concerned about the absence of any news from Lord Curzon.
Your Highness, Lord Curzon will receive you. He personally gave me his word, but well, for the time being, he has other priorities.
I have the impression that we won't be meeting Lord Curzon, or Churchill, or the King. Imagine what your father would say.
Arab Prince Faisal, son of Abdulaziz Al Saud, arrives on a visit to Great Britain. You see, you're already becoming famous. King George will be reading this over his breakfast.
His Majesty will think you are here for a holiday.
A holiday? He thinks I'm here to amuse myself?
What we need to do is capture the attention or the imagination of the British public. Tour the country, be seen, build up support. Then the British government cannot ignore you. You'll be taken seriously and listened to with respect and given your due. We must ensure that Your Highness is right there. That's where Your Highness should be.
What good are all these photographs when I go home and face my father? 3 months in England and not a word from Lord Curzon, while our enemy declares himself king.
The British are playing us for fools.
Sometimes I think Philby organized this whole visit for himself. Come in.
Good news, Your Highness.
Has Lord Curzon finally agreed to meet us?
No, but the King of England has. Remember, Your Highness.
Yes, no politics, just small talk. But how can I ignore the fact that Sharif Hussein has declared himself king?
The British haven't recognized him.
Yet.
I'm sure His Highness's presence here is one reason why. We just have to play our cards right. Your enemy is 3,000 miles away, and you have an audience with King George. Let's enjoy the advantage. Remember, you're not just a prince. You are a warrior too, and have nothing to fear.
Prince Faisal ibn Abdulaziz Al Saud, Ahmed ibn Thunayan, and Mr. Sinjan Philby, Your Majesty.
In the name of Allah, the Merciful, the Benevolent, my father, Abdul Aziz bin Abdul Rahman, extends his warmest and most sincere greetings to Your Majesty. He thanks Your Majesty for the support and close friendship of the United Kingdom and looks forward to many more years of friendship. Gifts from the Najd for His Majesty.
It's quite magnificent.
The gold is from India, Your Majesty.
Oh, really? How curious.
There are no gold mines in the Najd. The gold is imported through Bahrain and Kuwait.
You've been making quite a name for yourself. The warrior prince. You made a habit of appearing in my morning newspaper in many different places.
I have seen many wonders.
You've even driven a motor car.
Yes, Your Majesty, that was a great day.
Well, don't get into a car with my son, the Prince of Wales. He's a rotten driver. With our blessing. For your father.
I don't mean to be rude, but you're terribly young.
I am 14.
I mean too young to be a warrior.
In Najd, we learn to fight at an early age.
Is that so?
Our customs oblige us.
Well, at your age, my brothers were dressing up as pirates.
Pirates?
Yes, you know, highwaymen of the seas. Swords, eye patches, and cutlasses. It was a birthday party favourite. And how do you celebrate your birthday? Oh, the date of your birth.
That is not something we celebrate.
My mother neither. She's always complaining about getting old.
You've made a great ally of his father, I hear, on your travels.
I consider myself lucky to call him a friend, Your Majesty. Ummi Abdulaziz Al Saud commands enormous respect across Arabia. He's a true king, worthy of our trust and support. Of course, my loyalty is to the crown, Your Majesty. 141 Philbins have served in the armed forces. There is no more constant family in England.
Well, keep up the good work. We must make the young prince feel at home. One of us.
Victoria sponge cake. The secret is to add buttercream to the jam.
Had you actually fought in a battle?
Yes, I rode alongside my father and brothers. We surprised our great army with a lightning strike and finished them off.
Finish them off? Goodness. And how many warriors were there?
2,000.
And how many of you?
About 300.
And you were all on horseback?
No, on camelback. My father leading.
Would you like some more tea?
Yes, please. I think I'm getting used to the taste.
Oh, I'll be all right, thank you.
Princess Mary, do you know Lord Curzon?
Yes, a little bit. Why do you ask?
Well, in my country, the decisions are made by the king. But here...
Here it's Lord Curzon. Everything you've heard is true. He's a very powerful man. Have you met?
No. If I return to Arabia without meeting Lord Curzon, could never face my father again.
You should come to the meet.
The meet?
Yes, there are fox hunts up and down the country called meets. I hunt. And so does Lord Curzon.
Here you are at an English hunt. If your father could see you now.
Has Lord Curzon arrived yet?
Not yet. I'm sure he's on his way. He never misses the meet. Ah, here's someone who'd like to say hello. My son, him.
Your Highness, it is a great honor to meet you.
The honor is mine.
Come on.
You have a catapult?
Please, Your Highness, could you show me how to use it?
It would be my pleasure. Find me a good walnut or a date stone.
He's been asking so many questions about you.
Look at your young Arabian.
This is Marmaduke, Your Highness. Ride him well.
Let's take that off, shall we?
Careful, Philby.
My, he's riding bareback.
You're very daring. Won't find any man here going bareback. Picked up a scent.
أحسنت. مرمديك. شاطر.
Prince Faisal. You all right?
Of course. I'm more worried about poor Marmaduke.
Oh, he'll be fine. Where's the fox?
The fox got away.
My goodness, you're hurt. Just relax. I won't kill you. I'm a trained nurse. Work at a hospital in London.
Your father allows that?
Yes. My father's very pleased. We girls, we princesses, aren't supposed to get our hands dirty. But war changed everything.
Princess Mary, why are you so kind to me?
Well, I know how it is to crave the respect and affection of your father.
Have you lost anyone close to you?
Yes. My little brother John died last year. He was the same age as you. He was no normal prince because of his health. Because he was different, they hid him away. Think about him a lot.
I also lost a dear brother. I think of him too.
Right. Well, let's see if Lord Curzon's arrived. It's just like the fox.
Possible to catch.
Oh.
I must admit, Philby, I'm rather impressed by your young prince.
Seems to be right at home here.
Which is just what we want.
If Lord Curzon doesn't receive him soon, he'll be going home. To his real home.
Not too soon, I hope. Sorry, gentlemen. I just heard that Lord Curzon won't be coming today. He's lunching at Chequers with the Prime Minister. And Lawrence. In fact, I have to join them there for a briefing. Please excuse me.
Damn it, Montague. This might just be a game to you, but lives are at stake here. If we don't support Al Saud, there'll be a war across Arabia.
This is no game for me, I can assure you. I'm most concerned. This morning, we learned that Sharif Hussein has conquered Azir. Sorry, Philby.
That's our land.
You see? It's war. Again!
The British government strongly condemns the incursion.
Incursion? It is an invasion.
Which we shall do our utmost to reverse.
You know what the problem is, Ahmed? They think there's oil in the Hijaz. But what if they're wrong? What if there's oil in the east of Arabia, in the Najd? Then Al Saud will be your best friend.
Your cynicism doesn't become you, Philby. The fact is, Arabia is an irrelevance. The priority of the British government is protecting the Suez Canal.
So they can ship the oil from Mesopotamia?
That means keeping Palestine under our control. Palestine is the priority. Now, if you'll excuse me...
Think for yourself, Montague. Stop towing the party line.
Careful, Philby. This obsession of yours has gone too far. People are talking in Whitehall. Whose side are you really on here?
It's Lawrence, isn't it? He's the one driving Arabian policy.
Curzon thinks he's touched by greatness, and so does most of England.
Lawrence is no friend of the Arabs. He's loyal only to himself, his Arab revolt was nothing but a self-serving stunt.
And how about you, Philby? Who do you speak for, other than yourself?
I speak for the millions of Bordet who lost their lives in a pointless conflict to preserve the imperial ambitions of the great powers, including my two brothers.
Something the matter?
Yes, Your Highness, there is. Sharif Hussein has taken Asir.
My country is at war. I have to do something to help my father. I cannot fail him now.
And you won't. Prince Faisal, I've had an idea. My brother David, the Prince of Wales, is hosting a private dinner next week. Important men sitting around changing the world. Now, I know for certain Lord Curzon has accepted. You could come as my guest. None of them know more about your country than you do.
How do I look?
Like a king.
We will get to meet some great men tonight.
Don't you think it is time we return to the Naj? I am sure that your father is raising a big army to recover Asir. We should be there with him.
The British say politics shouldn't be discussed over dinner, and it's almost dinner time.
I think the British have a habit of talking about everything, except those things that really matter. In any case, we are not British.
Be careful this evening, Your Highness. The British are very clever at making you feel part of the club. One of them. To stop you and your father causing trouble for them.
Are you saying Princess Mary should not be trusted? She invited us.
All I'm saying is be on your guard.
Good evening, Your Highness. Welcome to St. James's Palace.
Good evening.
Mr. Boylan will show you to the servants' quarters. Come this way, Your Highness.
Prince Faisal. My dear Faisal, come with me. Brother is so eager to meet you. David?
Oh, Prince Faisal, how splendid to meet you. My sister has told me so much. Heard all about the meet. You cut quite a dash.
It's a day I will never forget.
I bet. Now, what will you have to drink? Homemade lemonade. It's rather good, though I must admit I prefer something a little stronger. You sure I can't tempt you?
Come on now, let's move on. Don't encourage him to succumb to our vices. Now, Lord Curzon hasn't arrived yet, but Winston Churchill has. Just go pay on the way.
Your Highness, your reputation precedes you.
Princess Mary.
Winston?
You're a great horseman and warrior, I'm told.
Princess Mary is too kind.
I passed out of Sandhurst as a cavalry officer. When you're on a great horse, it's the best seat you'll ever have.
I couldn't put it better myself.
Tell me about Arabia. I want to hear everything.
Secretary of State for War, Winston Churchill. Yes, it was Churchill's decision to switch the fleet from coal to oil when he was First Lord of the Admiralty. Complete egoist. Thinks he's the Duke of Marlborough. But he's nobody's fool. Very independent-minded.
Damn back.
Good evening.
Is it? Blasted piddles. Time to meet the prince.
Lord Curzon.
Princess Mary, always a pleasure.
Lady Curzon. My goodness, that necklace is beautiful.
Has our young prince arrived?
Yes, of course. You'll have to tear him away from Winston. They've become very firm friends already.
Your father is known as a man of courage, a great leader.
I am honored to be his son.
Yes. But being the son of a great man has its burdens. My father, Lord Randolph, do you know what he once called me? Idle, useless, and unprofitable.
I'm sorry to interrupt, gentlemen.
Our esteemed Foreign Secretary.
Lord Curzon, Prince Faisal Abdulaziz Al Saud.
Lord Curzon, it's a great honor to meet you.
No. The honor is mine, Prince Faisal. I can only apologize about the length of time it's taken to finally bring us together. It seems that you have a gift of making friends.
Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts which we are about to receive from thy bounty. Through Christ, our Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Your Royal Highness, forgive me.
Lawrence? He's always late. Does it deliberately, I'm sure.
My lecture at the RGS overran horribly.
You're in great demand.
I tell you what really slows it down. Everyone wanting to have their photograph taken with you. It's most tiresome. Philby, old man. Long time no see. I trust the Foreign Office is making full use of your talents.
Lawrence?
And you must be Prince Faisal. Not finding England too chilly, I trust.
On the contrary, the weather is most clement.
Spoken like a true Englishman. Mark my words, there is a revolt brewing in Mesopotamia. We must honor the promise of self-government as laid out in the Anglo-French Declaration. Wouldn't you agree, Philby?
I would. Absolutely.
And we must let Faisal Hussein govern Mesopotamia. He is, in my estimation, the finest Arab leader since Saladin.
If I may, no man commands more respect across Arabia than Prince Faisal's father, Abdulaziz Al Saud. This I learned when I rode right into the heart of Hussein's territory. You may wonder how I could enter the kingdom of the Hijaz unannounced, with no invitation, like the sun in the sky as old Hussein protested. Because I traveled on the authority of Al Saud. We have no greater friend in the whole of Arabia.
What do you say, Prince Faisal? Is it true? Could your father, the Emir, one day be king of all Arabia?
I thought an Englishman never discussed politics over the dinner table.
How's the restoration going at Odium?
Never buy a castle, Montague. Gertrude Bell is most persuasive on the matter. You must read a report.
He's keep avoiding me.
Wait till he's drunk his first whiskey.
Your master has asked for mint tea. Would you be kind enough to show us how it is made?
Of course.
Over there.
How is the dinner going?
All good.
You simply don't have the resources to maintain control of Mesopotamia. Day after day, week after week, there's a continuance of this wasteful, miserable, sporadic warfare.
Yeah.
Have you not a single friend in the press upon the subject? Cradle of civilization, and they can't afford the ink.
Doesn't this remind you of being at home? The men discussing affairs of state?
I feel most at home.
Before you leave for Arabia, you must come to my club as my guest. The food there is excellent.
I would like that very much, Lord Curzon. But I hope we can have another meeting first. In private.
High time you went back to the desert.
What the bloody hell? You did that on purpose!
No, it was an accident.
Marzouk, apologize. Do something. I apologize most sincerely. He's still learning.
Splendid evening, Your Highness.
Yes.
But not as good food as at the Lycée Palace.
Please excuse me. Where's Marzouk?
He's in the stables.
Marzouk?
I have failed you.
No. We are brothers, and between us not a drop of water must come.
Forgive me.
Remember when we arrived in Plymouth? Saw the huge ship, the might of the British Navy.
British Navy.
I felt so small, so in awe. Why should the British listen to me? A boy from the desert.
Because you are Prince Faisal bin Abdul Aziz.
Am I really?
You are a prince amongst men.
Tell me something. Was it an accident when you spilled the tea over Montague?
No, I never liked that man.
We were going home.
We are lost.
No. We are going back to our real home. Arabia.
Nearly 4 months in England, and all Lord Curzon has offered is lunch at his club. We must leave. If the British won't support us, we must try and resolve our problems at the conference in Versailles. Perhaps French policy is more sympathetic to the problems of the Arab people.
If you leave without a commitment from the British government, your father's position will be greatly weakened.
And whose fault will that be for bringing us here? The future of Arabia will be decided at the conference of Versailles, or on the battlefield.
Your Highness, if you go, it will destroy your father's relationship with Great Britain.
Your Highness, we must leave. Your father needs you at his side.
Damn it!
Montague is downstairs. Montague?
Ah, morning, Philby.
Bismillah.
It's on.
What is?
A formal meeting. Lord Curzon wants to see Prince Faisal. This is what we've been waiting for.
A proper meeting.
Yes. Montague says Curzon was most impressed by your Highness. He thinks you're a young man with a very promising future.
This is just a trick. It's a trap to help Sharif Hussein.
Ahmad, that's an insult to Prince Faisal. He's proved himself most worthy of Lord Curzon's respect.
Divide and rule, Faisal. They have divided Arabia, and now they want to divide your family and turn you into their puppet. Their very own English gentlemen of the desert.
Stop!
Your Highness.
My father warned me that diplomacy is more bitter than battle. The decision is mine. And I have decided that we stay.
Lord Curzon is a very astute man. Perhaps it is better if I do the talking.
What's in the newspaper?
Churchill says the Treasury is running out of money and can no longer afford expensive foreign commitments.
Please read it.
It's gratuitous that, after all the struggles of war, just when we want to get together our slender military resources and re-establish our finances, we should feel compelled to go on pouring armies and treasure into these thankless deserts.
Your Highness. Gentlemen, Lord Curzon has asked to see Prince Faisal alone. I hope that doesn't present any problems.
No problems at all.
Good. Good. Excellent. Please, come through. Minister, Prince Faisal bin Abdulaziz Al Saud.
Prince Faisal,
Very glad to see you again, Lord Curzon.
this is my pleasure. Our last meeting ended rather abruptly.
My apologies.
Please sit down. Montague got these especially for you.
I hope these are not to sweeten the bad news.
No, certainly not, sir. I believe the red ones are very good. Isn't that right, Montague?
Yes, indeed. Strawberry.
Abdulaziz Al Saud, your father, is a great warrior.
He's a great man.
Yes, quite. A most wise man, as he demonstrated when he retreated from Mecca. It was the right decision, but we are concerned that he is about to make a mistake, a grave mistake, and go to war with Sharif Hussein. I'm not sure that your father can see the bigger picture, but I have every confidence that you do. You're a very bright young man.
The bigger picture?
The long-term friendship with Great Britain? Have you not felt welcome here?
Most welcome.
And have you not made friends?
I have.
And seen for yourself the wonders of the civilized world?
The civilized world. Oh yes, it has taught me a great deal.
Well?
But I have learned too what real friendship is about. Friendship is about respect. Friendship based on superiority is no friendship at all. My father respects all Muslims and his allies and can be trusted to keep his word. But he will not stand by while his land is being invaded. He will fight back. Right now, he is gathering a great army.
We're sending a peacekeeping force. Your father must not retaliate.
That would be most foolish. To have one army armed with British weapons fighting another army armed with British weapons? Divide and rule.
Young man.
Surely, it is in the interest of Great Britain to have a strong, united Arabia. Can you afford otherwise? Do you want to spend years getting bogged down in the internal affairs of a thankless desert? Think of the expense. Let Hussein and his sons govern Mesopotamia and Transjordan, if they have enough support. But leave Arabia to my father. He is the only true leader.
Your Highness, did it go well?
He gave me this.
Is it true Prince Faisal is going home to fight Sharif Hussein? You'll be at war with the British Empire.
The sands of Arabia are going to be turned red with the blood of good people. Because British government policy is determined not by friendship or respect, but oil. Print that.
Your Highness, you have a visitor.
A visitor?
Please, come with me.
Just the Prince, I'm afraid, sir. Your Highness.
Princess Mary?
How did it go? I'm so eager to find out.
I don't know. Lord Curzon is so cunning. He's just like...
Fox?
Just like a fox. Princess Mary, thank you for your friendship. I'm going to miss you.
Going to miss you? Life will be far more boring without you.
There's something I need to say.
Yes? What is it?
I'm not a warrior. I was trying to make myself sound brave.
You thought I believed you. Got brothers, you know. Voila.
What is that?
It's a birthday cake. In this country, we celebrate the date of our birth with a cake, candles for every year. So this is a small gift to remember our friendship and our funny ways.
I wish someday I have the opportunity to return your hospitality. The Bedouins have a saying in my country. You are dear to me like the apple of my eye, O my camel. You are as dear to me as my health, O my camel. How sweet to my ears the sound of your bells, O my camel.
Are you calling me a camel?
Your Royal Highness. Prince Faisal. My apologies for the interruption.
Well, what is it?
Lord Curzon asks that His Highness does not return to Arabia. Before the Foreign Secretary has had an opportunity to discuss your situation in detail with the Prime Minister and the King.
سلامتك.
الله يسلمك.
رجعتنا وانت بخير وسالم، لله الحمد.
رسالة من ملك بريطانيا للسلطان نجد.
تفضل اقرأ.
Dear Sultan of Najd, I am entrusting this letter to your son, Prince Faisal, with whom I have had the pleasure of becoming acquainted. It marks what I hope will be the beginning of a very fruitful relationship between our two kingdoms. Following the unanimous decision by my government to formally recognize you,
the Emir of Najd.
والله أنت مثلتنا خير تمثيل.
أنت يا ولدي جبت لنا أكثر من كل المغازي، وهقوتي إن أخوك تركي بيفخر بك.